What's going on, guys? It's Ben here with another great video. This one is focused around Wizard Rod. This is the meta Beyblade. This is what you'll see in just about every tournament that you go to. And I'm here to tell you, it is more than just 360 ball and 960 ball. I've got 5 combinations cooked up here in how I see Wizard Rod within the meta. This is from what I've used in tournaments. This is what I have seen my opponents use in tournaments. This is what I've seen in my personal testing when I play with myself. Regardless, this is going to be a great tier list, or not tier list, but rather ranking for you guys to follow. But don't take my word for it. I encourage you guys to test these combos out. I don't want you to sit here and be like, oh, well, he's, recording video and just cherry picking wins and stuff. No, I'm not doing that. There's no Beyblades in this. This is just 5 combinations. I want you guys to go ahead and do your investigative research and figure out what works for you. These have worked for me. I'm winning tournaments with these. They call me the 2-time champ because I win. And I want to help you guys win. So we're going to go through this top 5 combinations for Wizard Rod. And I know, what do you know about Rod, Ben? I know more about Rod than your mother did when she was in college, right? And I know you're probably asking, are we done with these Rod jokes? And let me tell you, this is just the tip. And with that, we can move on to the video. First things first, I guess a lot of people didn't know how Beyblades worked. So I'll just real quickly go into, there are 3 components to each Beyblade. You've got the blade. This is the top part, the thing that's going to make contact with other blades. You've got the ratchet, which is essentially the glue. It's going to hold the blade together and the bit together. And they have different heights and different protrusions. This is 5 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 protrusions on it. And the last part is that bit. This is the thing that it spins on, right? It has its own unique properties, as they all do. But that's essentially the 3 components for a Beyblade. So when I'm talking about combinations, I'm talking about these 3 components and how they're working together. Let's start with number 5, the 5th best combination I've got for Wizard Rod right now. It is 160 or 960 low rush. You can use either one. I think 960 may be a fuzz better, but 960 is also a great ratchet to use on all sorts of stuff, so you may not want to do that. Also, low rush is such an awesome bit, it may be wasted on Wizard Rod. That being said, this combination does work. I like it a lot, especially against other attackers, because it's going to outlast them. It can take some abuse and it can outlast them, so it can oftentimes get you 1 point, if not the 2 or 3 points from an over finish or extreme finish. So I really like it against attackers, but it still holds its own against another Wizard Rod or some other stamina defensive combo. Number 4. This is the classic 360, 960 ball. This is what everybody's going to use. I prefer 960 ball, but 360 I believe is going to outspin 960 most of the time. I don't love this, but if you're in a tournament format and you just need 1 point, this is always going to be the go-to because it's going to outspin everything, right? So it's a great combination, but I do believe there are other combinations that are better, right? This is a number 4, and this is what everybody uses, guys. So buckle up, because these next 3 are going to help you win those tournaments. Number 3, 960 Hexa. It's funny I have this one above the 360, 960 ball, because head-to-head, this one's actually going to lose to it. Regardless, I took this to a tournament recently, dominated. I think when I was gathering the data on it, I was like plus 15 on this. So that means that I was getting 15 more points than I lost. And I did not lose many points. It was just nickel and diamond, people. You're probably going to get 1 or 2 points at a time. Usually it is just that one from spin finishing over some attack type. But it does a surprisingly good job of getting those over finishes and even some extremes from time to time with some counterattack stuff. I really like it. I didn't think that I would, but I needed a replacement for my Silver Wolf when it broke. I threw 960 Hex on Wizard Rod, and it turned out to do a phenomenal job of going against attack types, right? It took great job of like taking blows, I suppose, against like Phoenix Wing, Night Mail, Tyranno Beat, and it just will last quite a while. So it's not going to win the stamina matchup against a 960, 360 ball Wizard Rod, but against attack types, I think it's going to do a pretty good job. And that's at least what my live tournament findings have shown. And that tournament will be up here, in a few videos probably. With that, we move to the number 2 rank. This one I just took I just took to a tournament. And let me pause here, because this photo, I've kind of had a theme. If you haven't noticed, the background has had a theme for every single one. Go back and look if you didn't realize that before. This one got very dangerous. I could have gone a lot of directions with the number 2 here. I chose to keep it pretty tame, you know, but you can imagine what I saw. Anyway, back to the combination. Number 2 is 770 Rush. I recently ran this in the regional qualifier, in which I finished 2nd place. Shout out to Laban, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He was a phenomenal competitor. He beat me. He actually ran this on Pegasus, Aero Pegasus, 770 Rush. My Wizard Rod beat it once, and I think lost to it once because I tipped over and wasn't able to recover. Regardless, I think if I don't lose my balance, I'm probably going to beat it more often than it beats me. And I really like this. I had minimal testing on it going into the tournament, but this was, I believe, my highest performing Beyblade across the entirety of the event. It's really good against other attackers. It can still knock out a Wizard Rod, Hexa, Silver Wolf, and either of those on ball as well. But where it really did shine and what I was planning for was against attack types. It was a very attack heavy tournament, and this did a really good job of outlasting other attack types while still surviving and taking those blows pretty well. So I was very, very satisfied. I will probably run it back in my next tournament, but the only reason why I wouldn't is because number 1 here, and it's tough, because you're going to sit here and be like, Ben, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Elevate? That's Cobalt Dragoon. And you know what? You're right. Cobalt Dragoon does a phenomenal job on Elevate. I loved my Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate. That being said, this thing wipes the floor with just about everything. So it's a little prone to bursting. That Elevate bit is, we know that. But let me tell you, this thing will outlast a 960 or 360 Wizard Rod ball. So it's going to win those stamina matchups that you might face. But it also does a really good job of getting you those extreme and over finishes. Like, a surprisingly good job. Maybe my testing is just, I've been lucky or whatever, but I feel like I've done enough testing against a lot of different types of Beyblades, stamina, kind of a balance type, attack types, what have you. It does just a really good job of getting points. This is the highest win rate. So in terms of just sheer win rate that I've got, it's over 70%. My next highest is, I think, a Silver Wolf combination, like 62 or 63%. Now, granted, it hasn't been tested as extensively as Wizard Rod 960 ball, you know, Silver Wolf, and the various formats you can throw that thing in. But 70% plus with my testing against very good combinations, hard to ignore. And the rate in which it's getting those points, right? It's also, the metrics are saying that, like, the points you're getting per round is pretty substantial too. So that being said, it's been really good so far. The only reason why I can't say this definitively is like the greatest thing ever is because I haven't taken to a tournament yet. I almost did. I decided to do the 770 Rush instead of the 960 Elevate because I wanted to keep Elevate on Dragoon for now. My next tournament, I'm planning on running either no Dragoon or maybe Dragoon on level, just because I did like this so much. So more testing needs to be done. But guys, the testing I've got so far is honestly insane. I'll hopefully have some tournament results to come back and you know, prove that this is a great setup here moving forward. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Try all 5 of these combinations yourself. There's some really good stuff here. If you guys have other like combinations that you really are enjoying that I have not covered, let me know. I'd love to do some testing. I'm sure you'll be wrong, but hey, it would be good data nonetheless to add to my database. So let me know what I missed. Let me know how stupid this is. And whenever you guys are winning tournaments because of this, I just want a little credit, right? Just like a little sliver, not even a % of credit, because you guys are doing all the work, but I'm planting the seeds, giving you guys ideas. But remember where I'm coming from with this, guys. I am not here to tell you what the meta is. I'm here to beat the meta, to continue winning tournaments. That's the whole point here. And I want to help you guys get there too. That's the purpose of these videos. So what do you guys want to see next, right? Is it more combination things like this? Is it, hey, what's my technique on launch? What should I be doing? What should I think strategically about whenever I'm entering these different tournament formats? Whatever you guys want to see, I'd like to deliver. So Let me know in the comments below, but thank you guys very much for watching.